Too much, too little. What is the perfect amount? The proper recipe that would be just right for your cat. Is it possible to spoil your pet so rotten that you take away from their basic instincts, essentially transforming them into nothing more than a couch potato? Do cats really need as much attention as you're giving? Would cutting back actually help? So many questions, and in this material we'll talk about how much attention is needed and the role that you can play when it comes to becoming an even better and more loving and responsible cat owner. Interesting topic. Hopefully we can find that sweet spot, that middle ground. Stay close. I've got you covered. When it comes to giving your cat that all essential attention, it really begins and more or less ends with the essentials. Cats need attention, anyone would agree on that, but it has to be positive attention. The right type of attention, the essentials. Cats need to live under the roof of a cat-friendly home where all of those basics are covered. Fresh food, fresh water, clean litter box, their very own nesting spot, complete with toys, perhaps a blanket or two, and how about a cat tree and a scratching post? Now, while this doesn't mean that your house should look like a pet store, there certainly needs to be all of those hallmarks that a cat does in fact live there. The goal is to carve a little home within your home for your pet, those essentials that, on its face, qualifies as positive attention. And hands-on activity, those petting sessions, the cuddles, those times where you grab for that brush and the comb and groom your cat, collecting up all the loose fur that your pet doesn't always get. Loose fur that could present a health hazard to your pet. And playtime, that's an absolute must. It's always important to let a cat be a cat, even while under your roof, because for as much as a cat can become part of the family, cats need to be able to flex those basic instinct muscles. Stalking, hunting, capturing, running all about. It's vital. Another layer of those essentials. Devoting 30 to 45 minutes per day of exclusive attention to your pet. If you want a timestamp attached to the word attention, well, there you have it. That's my advice. 30 to 45 minutes per day. Life is at hand, and some days are nothing but curveballs. That's totally understandable. But on a typical day, shoot for that 30 to 45 minute window. Transitioning just a bit, I want to talk about the importance of a daily routine. It's important for your cat, and it's important for you. I mentioned spoiling your pet just in passing right there in the introduction. The positive aspects of a routine, and there are many positives. Is that a positive and proper, easy for me to say, positive and proper routine can keep you from spoiling your cat. You can grow to understand with a routine that all of your free time doesn't have to go to your pet. Now, while without context that could seem a bit harsh, but keep in mind, we are aiming for that healthy balance. There's a fine line between positive, essential attention and spoiling. So how do you work that balance? My advice is to never ignore, but always acknowledge your pet, but don't always engage. Sometimes your cat just wants to know that you see them, that you understand them and hear them, that a single meow doesn't fall into the void. How many times have we all done this? You make your way to the kitchen, to your bedroom, to the restroom, and on the way you see your cat just walking around, sitting on the sofa, and while you continue to walk your way, just call their name and say hello, whatever you say. Perhaps a nickname, but you just keep on moving. That simple acknowledgement is attention. Yet it doesn't stop your world, and it's far from the spoils. You can give attention to your pet without it being an exclusive event. Always keep that in mind. Cats love to be seen and heard by the people they love. Many times that's enough to hold them over until that 30 to 45 minute window does appear. This harkens back to the routine. If that exclusive one-on-one time is implemented, your cat will come to know it, come to understand it. Your cat will develop set expectations, and that's a good thing. It will be like expectations that are set around mealtime. So, cats don't need an abundance of constant attention. They need positive attention, the essentials. They also don't need to be spoiled because they need their own space, like that nesting area I mentioned. Cats need a retreat, an area to decompress. This is what makes attention even better in the big picture because you got the best of both worlds, a time to interact and a time to be alone. It's the right mix, and that's the goal. You don't want a couch potato and you don't want your cat lashing out and tearing up your sofa, because they're not getting enough love and attention. That's a bad road to take, too. Yowling in the night, aggression, keeping you up all at night, throwing a tantrum a lot like a child. Cats need to move. They need physical play, exercise. If your cat doesn't get that physical attention, they'll seek that exercise in a negative way. Cats need to be able to execute their instincts. Things within your home can turn sour if a cat is unable to do the basics. That's just an example. Just a taste of how things can be if you swing the other way and essentially cut off that essential attention. Cats are sweet, fun, and very funny. That can really add a lot of joy to your life. And another aspect of giving attention is the reward that you will receive those 45 minutes each day. That exclusive time, I think, as days go on, you'll find that your life is much richer and more fulfilling. Taking the edge off, decreasing your stress. Positive time with your pet can do so much more than meets the eye. The attention that you give to your pet, well, that's time away from the real world to some degree. Your issues at school, your job, other concerns in your personal and professional life. Implementing direct attention into the routine, into your schedule, you could come to discover that that is time more for you than really for your cat. It's really a win-win all around. Before I close things out, I realize that many people probably don't have a set time to devote to that attention, some grand 45-minute slot. If you don't have that kind of time, break it up. 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 8 minutes here, just as long as 30 to 45, that's the number you're aiming for. If your pet has all the essentials that I've talked about, and that direct time with you, that's the happy zone. That's the sweet middle ground. You have your space, cat has their space, yet the pet has the basics and your attention, even that attention during the day, that simple wave in passing. Cats are less likely to have pent-up energy if they're engaged often in some form during the day. They'll be less likely to become angry and get the zoomies. They're being mentally and physically stimulated in some capacity several times throughout the day. Acknowledgement, simple acknowledgement. It could be one of the most underrated gifts you can really give your pet. So, to the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, I want to hear from you. What do you think of the 30 to 45-minute daily attention plan with a plethora of acknowledgement time sprinkled in during the day and night? Is that the sweet spot? Yes or no? In the comments section, let me know if you have a grand game plan. Is it a routine, a schedule, or are things just free-flowing with each day and unplanned grand adventure? Is that what you're living? And what about this one? Is your cat just super spoiled and everyone is happy? Hey, in some situations this can work. Senior cats, I say spoil them. Keep them as active as possible. Keep those legs moving. In the words of the late Toby Keith, don't let the old man in, but more sofa time, the spoils. Hey, it's been a long life, so situations will be different under certain circumstances. At any rate, your thoughts, your stories, you know that drill. The comment section, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.